Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wood. If we're slightly late, it's Jeff Holliday's fault. And anyways, before we get started, I just want to make a quick little announcement. Next week, we're booked up in guests. We got some good guests coming. Monday, we've got Vadim Newquist and Landon Noel and Brian. 17th, we got Jeff's partner, Wizard of Cause. The 18th, we got Hellbent and Magog, and 19th, we got a chick called Soda. And so make sure you check that out next week. And also, if you at the end of the show, as always, we take Q&A. You can ask anybody any question, and if we want to answer them, we will. If we don't, fuck you. And also, at the end of the show, we take tips and stuff like that. So here we go. Let me introduce who we got here today. First off, we got Skeptalk. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good to be here.
You're like Canadian, right?
No, not at all.
You look Canadian. Stop looking like a
shots
Canadian.
fired 1 minute into the show. Beauty.
And we're also joined by, everybody knows, Mr. Holliday. How you doing, Jeff?
A little rough around the edges. Went a little nuts last night, but I'm into it, man. I'm feeling good. Got my coffee.
Jeff's a beverage guy. He likes his beverages.
I do. I enjoy various beverages that enhance my my psychological state.
Yeah, and as always, we got my Australian right-hand man, Red Eye. What's happening, buddy?
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where you are on this glorious planet Earth.
Fuck, all of a sudden you're Jim Carrey. Anyways, man, I tell you what, first of all, I just want to say, we've both been on the internet for quite a while, YouTube and all that shit, but me and Jeff, for the first time, just recently met at VidCon.
We did, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
And the first thing that Jeff did to me was hand me a pickle full of tequila.
I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I take that pickle with me everywhere.
Yeah, he said, he said, drink from my pickle, pimp. I was like, okay.
Wait a sec. A pickle with tequila. I'm liking the sound of this. Please, educate.
He's got a pickle flask.
Yeah. Yeah, and I keep it in my front pocket too when I walk around, especially at VidCon. You know,
like your dick.
Yeah. And there's like just a sea of fucking people all around and shit. And we go over to the fountain where it's like arguably one of the most busy places. And I'm like whipping up the pickle.
So you've been to VidCon the last 2 years. I missed last year and went the 2 years prior. What do you compare the 2 years? Was this year as good or not as good?
Oh, this year was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Because I mean, the thing with VidCon is, if you're the type of person who's going to enjoy the convention, like you'll enjoy it, but I'm not really. I don't know. The
nightlife's better.
Yeah, the nightlife's there. I'm there to meet people, and the year before this one, most of the people that I was going with had never been to VidCon, so everybody was like kind of, I don't know, on guard and kind of not really knowing how to deal with each other because we'd never met in real life. This year, more and more people. Loose. More friendly faces, everybody having a great ass time. It was
I had a blast, but every time I came to your house you were passed out.
Was I?
Yes. The only the one night where they said you were awake was the night I had dinner with a friend and didn't show up. So yeah. But anyways, I had a lot of fun, dude. I met a lot of cool people, and it actually has helped this show because from VidCon, I've had several guests booked here. You know, Fat Pat was on Monday, who's awesome, dude. Those fucking guys are great. I love those guys. You know, so yeah, it's really cool. A lot of cool people. We got you now. You know, and I'll be honest with you, when I announced that Jeff Holliday was going to be on, how dare you have Holliday on?
Oh man, it's fucking great, dude. Some of the reasons why people have like huge contentions and problems with me, I find absolutely fucking amazing. I was looking at it yesterday, and there's this like weird contingent of these like alt-right incel dudes who super hate me because I said that we bullied this fashy chick off the internet last year.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And like they're like, Jeff Holliday, you're a fucking bully. By the way, hey dude, have you seen that latest Mr. Medicare video? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you kids? Jesus
I
Christ.
must say, and I've admitted this publicly. You can ask Red. I had a misconception about you. I really did. For a while there, I told a lot of people, this was before any of the controversy. I said, I don't think I like Jeff Holliday. That's what I said. But after meeting you, you're very, very you're a gentleman.
I try to be.
Yeah, you are. And that's the same thing. But Armored Skeptic said about me. He was like, I heard him tell June, he's like, wow, Pimp's a gentleman. I wouldn't think that from his videos. I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah. So, but you're very cool. And also, you can only beat a fucking horse so much.
That's true. I mean, the internet doesn't seem to think so, but whatever. You just gotta have fun with it, man.
Same thing that happened, when Jacqueline Glenn had her plagiarizing thing. Yeah, she should have been called out on her shit. But eventually give a motherfucker a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to meet her too at did you get to meet Jacqueline?
I see. Me and Jacqueline are real good friends.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's actually the only reason that people know who I am, is she gave me my first break on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, but I did not get to see her at VidCon this year.
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, like Magog, dude, me and him kept missing each other. Every time that I'd show up at a place he'd already left, or I've already left when he showed up. Same thing with Jacqueline. And see, I had a couple other things going on besides VidCon. My brother, who lives in Palm Springs, came out and visited me, so I spent like half a day with him. I had a friend, Landon Noe, who's in the chat room now. Me and him hung out, which you should have a conversation with, because he'd blow you away. He's a world-renowned scientist, dude. He has
cool.
He has like 8 world records and creating the largest mathematical prime numbers. So
what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not the coolest bit. The coolest bit is about 10% of the internet right now is encrypted because of Landon and fucking lava lamps. You want to have a conversation about that, because that'll trip.
And I know you're really into all that shit. So yeah, dude, I have to introduce y'all one time, because me and him had just left when you showed up at that last party at whatever the name of that bar was.
McFadden's. Yeah.
Me and him left early, but yeah, so definitely introduce you. But yeah, I had all that going on, so I missed a lot of people. But VidCon was a blast for me, man.
It was at McFadden's, actually. So it's the last night. We're all getting together before everybody's got to go home the next day. We did the Saints over at Nick's Airbnb, and we're on our way to McFadden's. That's why we're so late getting there. And I get a text message from my wife, and she's like, "Oh shit, Jack's Films is here." Yeah. And I'm thinking about it. I'm drunk too, so I'm like, "Honey, you don't get to leave me for Jack's Films. I'll be right there. Trust in me, baby. Trust in me." And so we get up there, and as I'm walking up, like there's the outside smoking area, and right by the railing is Jack's Films. And so I walk up, so Jack is like right here, right next to me, and I look to my wife, and I'm like, "Memory. Who's this piece of shit? What's his name? Jack's Films trying to steal you away from me? You don't get to leave me for some dude on his pleasure yacht. That's bullshit." I looked at Jack's Films. I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm Jeff. What's your name, buddy?" They fucking lost it. It was great.
I got a funny story about him. Honestly, I had no fucking clue who he was. I don't know a lot of you. So everybody's making this big deal about this dude. And so I poked Billy. Billy's my boy. I poked Billy. I was like, "Billy, who the fuck is that?" He said, "It's Jack's Film." I like, you know who he is. So yeah, but man, Billy is it? If it wasn't for Billy, I wouldn't know a lot of motherfuckers. So Billy's a cool something. That big fat lousy son of a bitch, and I'm joking. I love him.
I love him so much. Oh my god.
He's me and Billy, we all stayed together, me, Billy, and Ben. And Billy likes to talk a lot of shit about everybody, right? He talks shit to you constantly. I know he does you the same way. Well, he was laying in bed talking shit to me. Just kept talking shit. I just stood up and looked at him. I said, "Okay, Billy, I'm gonna leave, but before I do, I'm gonna leave you with something." I farted in the air conditioner, walked out. And
I heard about that.
Yeah. I heard him, "Motherfucker."
You took out innocent civilians during that crop dusting operation.
Barbara was poor little Barbara laying in the floor with 3 dudes in the hotel room farting and shit. I felt sorry for her.
Magog and I disapproved. We did not approve of that operation. Both of us, we were rather disappointed in you, boss, but that's another story for another day.
That's a bad. She was on yesterday. I love Barbara, man. She is so fucking cool.
She's a sweetheart. And when she gets drunk, she sticks her lip up and does the chipmunk thing constantly.
Yeah, yes, she does.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She, you know, I had to throw a dude out of a bar because of her.
Really?
Yeah, the first night we were there, some little cholo Mexican dude he kept touching her and kept touching her. And I told him to stop 2 or 3 times. Finally, I just looked at Billy. I handed Billy my hat. Billy said, "Oh shit." I wasn't some motherfucker, you got to go. I threw his ass out. But yeah, but yeah, all in all, VidCon was great. Met one of the coolest people I met. I did not know who he was until I met him. Was Hi, I Think I'm Real. I love that dude.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
And your wife blew me away too, man. Me and her sit there and talked, and she's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, she thinks the world of you too. She's way more personable than I am for sure. And I don't know, she has a way of just charming everybody. Real kind of has the same problem that I do at times. People tend to think that we're very arrogant from how we like put ourselves out there on the internet. But like, I got getting to hang out with him for so long. That dude is just one of the most based motherfuckers I've ever met. He's so sweet. You do
put off that vibe. You're very smart, dude. I've always said that. And sometimes you come off a little smug.
Oh yeah.
It's not. I don't think you do it intentionally. I don't think you do it with maliciousness. I think it's just your personality.
Well, it's to be honest, to be totally completely candid, it's a fucking defense mechanism.
Yes.
Like, you know, in reality, I'm just like everybody else. I've got hideous fucking, like, you know, self-esteem issues, problems with my body, how I look, how old I'm getting, my hairline.
My body's perfect.
Yeah. And you know, it just it's that kind of like charisma thing is kind of a defense mechanism you got to do when you're putting shit out there.
That's the thing with me with jokes. You know, I make jokes about everything. It's a defense mechanism. You know, when I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to joke about something. I'm going to make fun of something, do something, because that's but yeah, she's your chick's very cool. She's perfect. I just like, she could be the perfect party hostess, dude, because she just makes sure everybody's cool and stuff, and she's really good. And she told me the same thing. You just basically told me, she walked in, she said, "Jeff just loves you." I said, okay. But she's really cool. So yeah. So anyways, fuck VidCon. It was great. Gonna go back next year. But the actual convention itself did not impress me much.
Nah, I wouldn't have even actually bought a ticket, but Mems is determined that we had to get tickets because she wanted to go see Ash Hardell for like some of her panels and shit. And neither of us ended up going. We got too distracted.
The cool part is outside by the fountain and shit where everybody meet. That's cool, but you have to have a ticket to get there. So
right.
Yeah. So
and they closed down the Hilton bar for like regular people, which the year before, that's where everybody who didn't have a ticket, we all just hung out there like all the time. But they wouldn't let us do it this year. Which
see, I heard they had it open last year. See, the year before when I went, it was closed only to industry and stuff. And I was actually industry that year. I'll never pay that much money for a fucking badge again.
No.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. But
I'll pay $650 for a ticket when Markiplier gives me a hand job. All right, like
I would take a hand job from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why not, man? Anyways, first off, we're gonna talk a little. Well, honestly, so I hear you don't like JF. Is
it obvious that I don't like JF? Yeah. No, not a fan.
What is your biggest criticism of JF?
Okay, my biggest criticism of JF is. Well, I don't want to say arrogance because, like, you know, I have that arrogance. We just talked about that. I think one of my biggest problems with it is the dude is very snaky. Our big problem that we had, like when we first clashed, was because he claimed I strawmanned Tara McCarthy, and Tara McCarthy is this woman who says that interracial relationships are just like fucking a dog, and she says this without like any. There's no context or anything, like this is just what she believes, legit. And he was like, "That is a straw man. You did not represent her argument appropriately." And I'm like, "Fuck you! She thinks blacks are dogs, you fucking idiot." Well, that is a straw man. Fuck off. He's intentionally duplicitous, and I don't like it.
Yeah, he used to come on my streams a lot, and but he didn't act like that back then. He didn't say those things that he said. But now I will say this: I got a lot of messages. Every woman that came on the stream with us would message me and said JF would message them and creep them out, like talk about sex to them and stuff, and they were very uncomfortable. Even not so attractive women. I'm not going to say any names, but Liz Reptile. Yeah, but. I'm sorry.
From the outside, his descent.
Go ahead, buddy.
From the outside, his descent into madness was slow and then exponential. It definitely seemed like there was a kickoff point.
Is that the way it happened? Was he always that way? And he just didn't really talk about it until recently.
Right, from the outside, what he showed to the public. He seemed, when he was first on like DP a couple of times, he seemed rather reasonable, and actually the fan base thought he was really cool. Yeah. And then it went real sour.
Yeah, I like his spiciness. Oh no, go ahead, man.
I was just going to say I don't ever remember him talking about his fondness for the concept of ethno-states back in the Pimpmunk show. That's all, you know. It's like because I'm pretty sure if he sort of alluded that he thought that was a good idea, he would have been ostracized from fucking the internet immediately. Because that's you know, it's like if you want to think that shit, good for you. I can't ever see it flying anytime soon. So good luck with that, JF. Good luck.
Yeah, it's weird.
Go ahead.
I really did legitimately like him as a DP guest, and I'm pretty sure I caught a couple of streams with him on your show too, like back in the day. And yeah, that was the thing. He seemed totally fine, but the more I ended up having to learn about him, and I really didn't want to, but ended up having to learn about him because of all this shit that went down. The more I kind of realized that I think in some ways he was always like that. Like the reason why if I'm not mistaken, there's one of two reasons why he had to quit academia. The one was that his PhD thesis, which is batshit insane, nobody believed in it, so he left. And that's him saying, I voluntarily left because this is bullshit. Or
you do sound just like it. You do a good impression.
I've had to watch a lot of his shit, and I'm really unhappy about that. And then, but the other one, and this is apparently reported, but it's not confirmed that it was from somebody who actually worked in the college with him, that he basically was asked to leave because he was having an inappropriate relationship with one of the students. So
yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows which one's accurate? But
I mean, I don't know much about this situation, but I do know. Didn't he publicly admit that he was fucking a retarded chick?
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing that really drives me nuts about it too. Is like, autism isn't retardation or anything.
No.
And so like the first time he ever said that I fucked a retard, I was like, oh wow, okay. And then it comes out that she's autistic. And then during one of the streams, one of the DP episodes that I was on with him, he's talking about how he was in love with this autistic girl. And it seemed all right, but then he again called her retarded, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he's asking people for compassion, and then he's basically handing us the potato jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't get it, man.
It's fucked up. And we're not here to I'm honestly, I'm not here to bash Jeff, but this is some recent stuff that's happened to Jeff, and people talk about it, so that's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
So you and him.
Let's be honest. Hold on. His rise and fall has been quite fucking public. It's like we all saw the final JF appearance on the Warski. It was like full of tears and emotion, kind of like the end of Dynasty. It was great.
Oh, and that's another dude. That's another dude we can talk about. Warski. You talking about a motherfucker? You talking about a dude that burnt bridges?
Everybody.
He didn't burn them. Fucking nuked them off the face of the goddamn planet.
The year before he was like the golden child. He was serious. Everybody loved this dude, and then within a year, he killed so many friendships.
Oh, 6 weeks. It was about a 6-week period. He just went fucking. Jim Medica got him on a show, and just for about 20 minutes started picking him apart. And he basically fucking at the start he's going, "No, JF's not fired." By the end of it, JF was fucking being fired, being replaced by Chris Warski, and JF could appear once a month. And it was like, what have you done, Mr. Medica? You fucking genius. He's just like destroyed Andy Warski's world, and then Tonka's attacking, everyone's attacking everyone, and it was there goes the morning Kumite. It's like dead.
Right. The whole thing just went absolutely fucking bananas. And like during the whole real quick before we get on to Andy, during the whole big explosion of drama and shit, you know, there's plenty of people who had huge criticisms of me. Some are totally valid, some were blown way out of proportion. But at the end of it, like, I don't hold any grudges to anybody. I don't hold any grudges to the Kumite or anything. People just doing what they do. I understand their format, how they work, shit like that. I don't have it inside myself to maintain a grudge for that shit. Except one person. There's one person I hold a grudge. I don't even hate JF. I think he's hilarious. Not for the reasons he wishes, but I don't hold a grudge to the dude. I really don't. Life's too short, man. I got a problem with Andy. So Andy, a year ago at fucking VidCon, him and Chris stay in this suite, and me and Mem stay in another suite. Our suites are literally right next to each other. Me and Andy, like fucking this, man. We're bros. We're together all the time, going everywhere, hanging out. After VidCon, we're talking all the fucking time. When his YouTube channel started drying up and he wasn't really making any money anymore, even with the regular Warski Live, he wanted to launch a gaming career. I tried helping him as much as I could with that. It's all about it. All about helping my buddy Andy out. And then this whole thing blew up and happened. And when the whole drama started blowing up, I'm wondering why my buddy Andy isn't getting a hold of me. Why isn't he private messaging me? Why not? Like, we're bros. What's going on? And then the one night I made this huge mistake, and I told this lie to try and cover for a buddy who I thought was in a crisis, and I made a stupid ass mistake, and I lied. That night after the stream, talking to Andy, we're offline. He's like, "Hey man, look, I see that shit's going crazy with you, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm gonna try and help you out. Let's talk in private tomorrow." And I say, "Sure, man. Please," because I'm like keeping an eye on the cham boards. I see like all this shit's gonna come out. It's all gonna look horrible because of what I just did today. Like fuck. Yeah, dude, Andy, we gotta talk in the morning. Well, that night I get these fucking I get doxxed. I get like these death threats saying they're gonna saw my little kid's head off and shit. They're gonna get Muslims to rape my wife to death. Shit like that. I send all this to Andy. I can't sleep. Haven't eaten for 3 days. I'm freaking out. Like I am really stressed to the gills. Send it to Andy, and I'm like, dude, please, my friend, help me. Everything's getting out of control, man. I wake up in the morning to the beginning of a 16-hour fucking live stream of Andy calling me a snake and a piece of shit and riling these motherfuckers up even more. Dude tried to fucking legit destroy me off the planet. Wow. Fuck Andy Warski. He's a piece of shit.
Well, I man, if you know, you friends, and when people come after your family like that, that's no joke. When people are making comments like that about your family, it's just out of line. He should have stood up for you, but then he went the opposite way. So that's pretty dickish.
Listen, I'll just make a comment as a fucking YouTube. I'm a watcher. I'm not a content creator. I stand around trash fires and I warm my hands. I kind of follow Mr. Medica around because he seems to have a talent for finding these fucking things. But you know what was neglected? The stuff that you just mentioned about what happened to you, that doesn't get mentioned very much when people are raining down hellfire on you. And I'll be quite honest, I didn't know any of that happened to you. So it kind of puts things into perspective, and it's like, Pimp and I have talked about this off air, and my attitude's changed quite recently, and I'm glad it did, because I'm finding it quite pleasant conversation right now I'm having with you. So I don't believe the hype all the time, folks. You should investigate for yourself and see what's going on, because
don't be mistaken. Jeff's a piece of shit. No, I'm joking.
No, but I'm just trying to say, I did not know that you got doxxed. I did not know that your family was fucking harassed and that were death threats and shit made, man. That's pretty fucked up, you know? So no one put that side out there. It's not. I don't think that's very fair. They always just dump on you and say, he did this. Bah. And it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I like, okay. So when the whole thing was happening too, you know, the other people that Andy was throwing under the bus, like all of his hooking friends, we're all talking behind the scenes and shit. And like I told them all of this and how it was happening and everything like that. So I told people, but I also told them really specifically, just keep it private. I don't want this out there. I don't want to get dragged into it any further. I got to let this die, because if I don't, I'm never gonna be able to stay on message with what I'm trying to do with my channel. And honestly, like, my e-celeb fame is secondary to me fighting the people that I fight with my channel.
Yeah, there's an old saying that comes into play. It's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by fucking turkeys.
Wow, that's a hell of a fucking saying. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, so, no, more power to you, dude. Just like, because I think you've had some pretty good wins. You know, you've been on Dr. Phil, and I think your content's on point. One of my favorite videos is your explanation of the whole Kekistan thing, and I'm looking at my flag right now hanging in my lounge room. So I really enjoyed that video. It made it clear to me, and I went, oh, fuck, I'm buying a flag. I'll let this whole protest against this stupid identity politics thing. Yay, I'm green.
Yeah, market. I mean, it was fun. You know, I ended up on a fucking Dutch documentary about Kekistan with Jordan Peterson.
Oh, wow. Fucking cool.
That's cool.
Not really. It was bad.
Was it? I haven't seen it. Wasn't not good. All right.
Well, it is cool, because I mean, when you do shit like that, it's cool in a way.
Well, okay, well, so I oh God, this whole thing was such a fucking nightmare. So they fly all the way over to film me, and like, I had very specific things that I told them, like, you can't show the front of my house or my street. I don't want anybody figuring out where the fuck I actually live. Oh, yeah. Don't film my kid, don't film my wife, and try not to show my messy ass garage. You can look at my studio space here, that's fine. Don't film that mess over there. One of the most prominent and longest shots in the whole documentary is me digging around in the garage. They wanted me to find like some Kekistan merchandise or memorabilia, and I'm like, I think I got a flag somewhere, you know, I think. And I'm digging around, and I'm like, shit, maybe it's as buried as the meme. Ha ha ha. Maybe I should ask my wife, hey honey, where's my hate symbol? And then they cut right there with a dramatic sound. And it made it seem like I'm a fucking I'm actually a hateful person. And so the entire country of the Netherlands thinks I'm a fucking Nazi.
Dude, that is so fucked up. Where's my hate symbol?
They basically did a hit piece with the editing. That's so nice of them. They flew halfway around the world to basically fuck you in the butt without consent. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I mean, you do.
God damn it.
Sargon warned me about that too. He's like, you got to be careful about talking to people who do documentaries and shit. That's why he wouldn't do it. He's like, no, they're gonna turn it around on you and make you look like an idiot.
They could easily, you could be saying the sweetest shit, man, and they could easily make you seem like the worst person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Just all about how they cut it.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Wow.
So, okay, Andy Worski and them, they created this big thing called blood sports, right? And you know, the funny thing about blood sports was, and as soon as it started, I went the opposite way. I came out and said, well, I'm going to be the complete opposite of what they do. I'm going to be more positive, just try to be funny, make people laugh without, you know, having to hurt people. And that's all that was trying to hurt people. You know, the dog piling on people on their shows. Yeah. It was so ugly. And then people are acting shocked that it ended so fast. How can I mean, they were eating each other alive, dude. I mean,
after a while, you run out of targets, man. Like, and you could see it happen too. It was interesting because, I mean, you know, I had to keep an eye on all this shit, even though I really didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I inadvertently found that there were some blood sports episodes that I thought were actually pretty funny.
Red Eye did too. Red Eye liked some of them.
Yeah.
So I think Tonkasaur and Failure had a pretty good repertoire, and when they were not doing the blood sports thing, but like making fun of stupid shit videos, like for instance, the chick falling through the roof when they were breaking into trying to get out of the shop. That was hilarious. I think just commentary, like they had a really good fucking repertoire. And Tonka and Failure, I quite enjoy watching this shit, and I hope those two start doing some more just variety stuff because they're pretty good. But yeah, the rest of it, there was some very ugly fucking moments where it was just basically 5 people screeching in a Discord server, and it was just like you can't understand a word for 20 minutes.
And they thought they were untouchable. They thought they had became untouchable. They thought that this was going to be the biggest thing on the internet, and it was for just a second. It was huge, but you can't treat people like that only for so long.
Yeah. Here's here's the thing, Mr. Medica, he's got a gift. Like, I just want to tip the hat to this gentleman, because this motherfucker can just sense something's wrong with people, and he will ask the right questions in the right way and get the most guarded people to open up and blurt out shit on a live stream that they probably wouldn't do if it was anyone else asking these questions. And that was what brought Andy Warski unstuck. It was fucking Jim Medica just picking at him gently, found a thread and went, you just gently tugged on it until Andy unraveled on this stream. And by the end of it, JF was getting sacked. Yeah, well, by the end of it, he was fucking getting worse because he was under a lot of stress because he's realised, oh, fuck, Medica's just got me to admit that I'm arsehole. I'm 86ing fucking JF from the show. It's just like, oh, no. It was awesome. Like, I watched that shit live, and I'm just sitting there going, how is Medica getting these people? And he's done it more than once. I've watched him unravel people. He got a pedo on to admit live on stream that he was attracted to children. It's like, oh, and the FBI will be around for you in 5, 4, 3. Oh, they're already there. Shit.
I gotta admit, I've never really watched medical. I don't watch a lot of other YouTubers because I'm so busy doing all kinds of other shit. It's hard to watch other YouTubers. But I hear he's good, and I hear he does a lot. Yeah, but I did. Go ahead.
I just want to say this: his analysis of people, he's like a fucking amateur psychologist, and he just seems to be able to pick the trash fires that emulate into these massive infernos. And he stands back unscathed every time, just walks away with it. Everything else is on fucking fire. Mr. Medica just strolls out, just warming his hands gently on all the shit that's on fire, going, and oh, there's another potential fire over there, and picks up his jerry can and his Zippo lighter and just wanders off going.
There's one problem with Medica though. The dude will totally paint things in a completely completely incorrect light. Like the dude will legit lie.
He's a troll.
Self-admitted troll. Yeah, self-admitted troll, and he doesn't give a shit either. Like if you point it out, he's just gonna be like, like, oh shit, okay, all right.
How he went after Random McCam, that wasn't like he was trying to portray that Random McCam was trying to defend Ross and the whole thing. It's like, nah, Random McCam was just basically pointing out that if you say a certain word, people go, yeah, and it was all taken out of context, jumped on, and you're right. I'll concede that absolutely, but I will give him that. He admits that he is just a fucking troll lighting fires.
Right. Oh yeah. He in the videos that he did that I was involved in, like there was some legit criticisms that he had of me. And like I have no problem with them, like absolutely valid criticisms. But there was the one where, and it's probably the one that I've gotten the most shit over, where he paints me as bragging about bullying Rage After Storm off the internet. The fucking clip, if you watch the live stream, like when I'm like, yeah, we bullied that girl. We bullied the shit out of her. And people are like, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. I'm like, no, we need to be realistic about this. We actually did. We totally did. And it's okay that we did, but we got to be realistic. I'm not going to like pretend that what we did was noble. Like, what the fuck? You know? And he's like, oh, he clips it just right to be like, oh, you're bragging about bullying a woman off the internet. And like I think it was 2 videos before he even started that series. He has a fucking video where he calls this girl a hole and like repeats hole for like 30 minutes of the video. Like, really, you're talking about bullying women, Jim? Really? Really, buddy?
pot meat kettle.
But I mean, whatever, dude. He's a troll. He doesn't give a shit. So I mean, you can't really shame him for it. He's not gonna care.
Some of his other videos, like he's done. What was the journalist's name that works, the pretty big journalist he uncovered about the fraudulent story about the kid that was doing the stuff online for blokes and shit. Oh, it goes back 10 years. He did some pretty good digging there. That wasn't a bad little series. But I forget the gentleman's name.
Brett Eichenwald.
Bingo.
It was Eichenwald. Yeah.
That wasn't a bad one. And he's Tumblr fucking journey. That's like, because I don't go to Tumblr, and just learning about Tumblr's like, oh, thank fuck I don't go to that place.
The one thing I want to say about you that I honestly changed my opinion, I thought you was the kind of guy that couldn't take criticisms, but I have learned that that's not true. You can't take, you just don't want false criticisms, and that's understandable. You don't want people lying on you. And about the bullying thing, when I first heard about that, I was like, okay, that's kind of assholeish of Jeff to say. But then I realized what you were saying was, you're not bragging on, you're saying it's a bad thing. You're not saying, you're not saying it's a good, or you're just saying that, okay, this is what we did.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is too, there was this change in perspective that I was having over about 6 months, like after VidCon and up until the drama. I was having this YouTube identity crisis where anti-SJW content's drying up. There's just really nothing else to do. I'm starting to see, and I'm engaging in these streams where it's like a gaggle fuck of people, just ripping apart and basically character assassinating somebody. And like the thing is too, I don't think it was a bad thing what we did necessarily streaming about Rage After Storm, because all of us associated with her, and none of us realized that she was actually a hardcore like ethno-state alt-writer. So like calling that out is fine, but I had to start realizing that these things aren't really altruistic actions. It's not. It's fine to do, but to try and be like, well, this is totally morally justified because we have the right opinions. Fuck off. No, just admit it. Like, you're being an asshole. Maybe you're not bullying, but you're picking on them. And as long as you're just real about it and you're like, yeah, no, we picked on her. We were fucking mean.
That's one of my biggest criticism about a lot of these fuckers that did this shit, was that they acted like they were superheroes because of it.
Right.
You're arguing on the internet. Is what you're doing. I mean, that's what you're doing.
There's nothing heroic about you and 5 of your friends shitting on somebody. Like, that's not heroic. It's fun. It's fun as fuck, but it's not heroic. Come on.
Exactly.
My brain broke when I interviewed Amos Yee. That was the last of it, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with politics and social shit.
That guy, like, again, I'm sorry to bring Jim up. Did you see the video where fucking Medic had got that little motherfucker to go, yeah, I'm just trolling? It's like the whole thing. It's just like, wow, after everything you've been through, you actually come out and say that on a live stream, you dumb little it's like, you'll never be taken. Everyone's just like, goodbye, goodbye, you're done.
Yeah, dude was never serious. He was never serious. And I didn't think he was serious, to be honest. But the concepts that he was talking about was really, really driving me crazy. And at the end of this stream that I did with him, he finally fucks off, and I finished the stream. And as soon as it was off, I sat there at my desk for like half an hour just looking at the super chats, not reading them, but looking at them and thinking, holy shit, I just got paid money to listen to this fucking dude talk about fucking babies. This is not a job I'm enjoying right now. This is fucked up. I don't like this. That was like my I gotta stop. I gotta go back to science, man. This is fucked up. No,
that guy, he exposed one of my few double standards I've got left. It's like, I believe in free. I'm an Australian. I believe in free speech and your freedom of expression. But if you're advocating for fucking children, I'm going to go out of my fucking way to fuck you over. And so I reported, he had a Facebook page and it basically said, we want to legalize. I reported that to Facebook. Facebook went, we don't have a problem with that. But and I actually reminded Facebook, and I said, I remember in the International Day of Women about 2 years ago, you actually censored a photo of traditional Aboriginal women wearing their traditional garb, which was a skirt, and they were topless. I said, you fucking censored that, and you only brought that back the day after because of the public outrage in Australia. But you're going to allow this motherfucker, and he's advocating for pedophilia on Facebook where there are children. I said, you sick fucks.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing about that. I'm a troll. I don't give a fuck, troll or not. There's a responsibility when you're trolling with stuff like that. There's people that's actually following you that's not trolling. They're really child molesters.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Jeff, and Warski. Like, when people, the biggest thing about Warski, people say, well, Warski's not really a racist, but yes, he's peddling it, though. I mean, he's constantly, the people that he has on his show was constantly talking about. Look at his fucking chat room, man. It was horrible. So, yeah, the people that are watching him are bad people.
Well, he also went on the fucking Daily Showa. Like, the thing is, like you can talk to the alt-right, and honestly, I think you should talk to the alt-right because a lot of these kids who join up in these extremist movements, and not just the alt-right, but like Antifa or anything really, a lot of times it's because there's something that's going on with them. There's some sort of hole inside of them that they need to be filled by having an identity. And I totally understand that. Like, I fell in with fucking sharps for a little bit until I recognized that it was violent and I didn't want to be part of it. So I get it. I get why people are in it. And it's cool to talk to the alt-right, especially if you can find out what's going on with them and maybe slowly try and change their mind to be more loving and accepting of everybody. Show them the good. But the thing is, you know, and you know, there's people who will say, even if you field anybody on the alt-right, like, you're automatically a Nazi, and they're wrong. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You cannot protest your fucking innocence if you literally go on a fucking stream that is effectively the daily Holocaust of the Jews. And then you're like, well, I'm not all right. Well, maybe not, but you're a fucking idiot. Like, what the shit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's fucking insane. Like, you know, next week I'm gonna go on the Kill All Blacks podcast. Like, what the fuck? You fucking idiot.
I'm glad you made fun of the stutter. I love that. Because you know,
I have no chill.
Dude, he when he gets nervous or upset, it gets really bad. Like, it's funny as hell. I want to piss him off just to hear the stutter. But
I've no chill. I've had YouTubers come to me and they're like, you really should make up with Andy. I'm like, no.
Oh, dude,
no.
I got that. Well, but you're not the only one, though. I had several conversations at VidCon, and he's burnt a lot of bridges, dude.
Oh, yeah. Nobody missed him. Nobody missed him.
I mean, there's some really cool people, like, with big hearts and stuff that just don't have nothing for Andy.
Yeah, they're done. I mean, and it was just so weird too. Like, he did weird things to throw people under the bus that honestly never did a fucking thing to him. Like, there was this one stream really early on in the drama where he's basically saying the reason why some black guy wanted to do a nasty stream about Rage After Storm was because he wanted to fuck her. Like, what? That's your friend. That's your
a good dude,
friend,
right
dude.
there.
Yo, he's a great guy.
That's a good guy right there, man.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart. He's amazing.
That's what, and that's actually when I was saying there's people. That's who I was thinking about. I just didn't want to come out saying that, but Derek is the one I was really thinking about because that's a sweet dude. He is so. I mean, just so pleasant to be around. He really is. And you burn a bridge like that, you're an asshole.
Yeah, he's the dude's got a heart of gold, and I just can't even. I can't even imagine, you know, knowing and actually having met and hugged Derek, and then, like, for cool points with your new friends who are talking about gassing the Jews, you throw them under the bus. Why? Why would you do that? I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's fuckery.
That is some fuckery.
That is some fuckery.
What? You know, and all of the weirdness started way back when a certain company did something to their content creators and just everyone freaked the fuck out, and things have just been they're just fluid ever since. There's no stability, and we're talking about the new CEO of YouTube.
That's what I was about to get into. That's what I was about to get into. We was about to make that transition. And I'm glad you did. Susan Wojcicki? I can't say her name. Wojcicki.
I'm just going to call her Wojcicki.
I'm going to call her cunt.
Okay. Now, look, let me do that, because if I get nuked, it's not so bad. So here's her tweet. Today, we shared at YouTube's $25 million investment to support the future of news in online video. We're partnering with the news industry and working to provide a better news experience on YouTube. And then there's a link to an article that we're going to discuss. So what she's just announced is, hey, everybody, you know the fucking organizations that have been doing the hit pieces on, like, our biggest content creators like PewDiePie? Well, we're going to give these motherfuckers $25 million so they can invade your space while not investing in you whatsoever. So thanks for the 30% of your super chat, because we're going to use it to fuck you even harder than we've been fucking you in the ass already.
They're giving more power to old media, which is fucking retarded.
Yes. And this article just gets glorious. So I'll read a paragraph or two, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion. So
we'll read it. Shut up. No, go ahead.
This is just glorious. The heading: building a better news experience on YouTube together. It's like, oh, okay. The work of trusted journalistic organizations is as critical as ever, especially when it comes to seeking information about current events online. In March, the Google News Initiative, GNI, kicked off with the goal of helping journalism thrive in the digital age. Today, we're announcing the steps we're taking with the GNI to support the future of news in online video and product features we've been working on to improve the news experience on YouTube. So let's translate that quickly. We're going to give money to the motherfuckers that come up with all the fucking fake news, and then we're going to put it on YouTube and ignore all the content creators that are actually bringing out objective fucking truth. Like, they're just giving you the facts and letting you make up your own mind. So, oh, no. We're going to invest in the people that have been fucking lying to you.
You know what's weird about this too is because that's a great point, because you have people like Philly D. Philly D, whether you like him or you don't like him, he does he does a really good news show. Very brief, very to the point. He brings up topics that otherwise people wouldn't hear about. That's, you know, in an interesting way. He brings light to things that are interesting in the public interest instead of like meaningless pandering bullshit. And he talks about serious issues. They could have easily helped boost his company and boost his ability to produce. They're going to give money to these people who already have billions of fucking dollars and huge infrastructures and are a perpetual thorn in the side of regular content creators. It's fucked.
It makes no sense.
Yes. This is what fucking kicked me off. It's just like, you've got a fucking massive pool of raw talent here making content with the bare minimum. We're talking some kids are shooting some shit on their fucking iPhones and just uploading it with raw, very minimal editing, but they're coming out with fact-based stuff. And like Philly D, he will put out the facts. He'll try and be, not be fucking biased, and he'll try and provide some color from both sides. And if he's going to give you his opinion, he will clearly state, this is what I think, and he'll say it after he's given you what can be argued as a fact on any given day, depending on the article.
Well, this is just more proof that YouTube is trying to become like a cable network, and that's what YouTube was supposed to be the opposite of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we were the complete opposite of this, and they want to be like regular TV, and it's killing it. It's killing the content creator.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is the one that really got me support. We're significantly expanding our team focused on supporting news publishers. These specialists will be based around the world and support partners with training and best practices in formats, audience development, day-to-day platform operations, and sophisticated technical integrations. They are fucking paying money to these fucking organizations that have lots of money to throw it. That they've already got some pretty good cameras, I'm guessing, and fucking mics and shit, and broadcasting and satellite upload capabilities. Like, we're talking about organizations like Vox Media, Joven Pen, and fucking India Today. Now,
wow.
All right. And India Today, if you think of America Today or your morning programs, India is a very big country with a metric fuck ton of fucking citizens. Over there, Bollywood's probably expanded to be bigger than Hollywood by now with money turnover. It wouldn't surprise me. But they're going to fucking throw money at these people and leave all of these content creators starving.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Like the my ad revenue it got a little bit better, but a lot of people don't understand how bad the adpocalypse actually was. Like when I was at 20,000 subscribers, my ad revenue was like $1,000 to $1,200 a month. You know, and that was nice. That was really nice because add Patreon on that, and that's a good living where I live here in Eugene. It's not bad. And then the apocalypse happens, and that 1,200 goes down to like 250, and suddenly, everybody shits the fucking bed. And so, and they say this is because they lost all this advertising, which is bullshit, fucking bullshit. Yes. No fucking way. Companies pulled out for like a week or two. That's all they fucking did until it blew over and everybody forgot. And then they put their ads back up, like all of them did. All those companies are now advertising with YouTube again. The money never bounced back. And instead, when they have extra money, they're going to give it to companies that have massive studios and these cameras that cost like $20,000 fucking dollars a piece, and they're paying their talent, you know, $100,000 or more for their salaries and shit. They're going to give these people money, while the people who have been supporting and building and providing content for the platform never see any benefit or boost. We don't grow with YouTube financially. YouTube grows and tries to siphon more money in and fuck the little guy. It's bullshit.
And a lot of people don't understand what's going on more than just the like ad thing. It's like every time you make a video, they pull subscribers away from you.
Yep.
I mean, so we're losing subscribers left and right. It's you know, the notification thing that nobody gets notified anymore. It's just they're killing it step by step. And with this shit, it's just a little bit putting the knife a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm. And you add the YouTube Red fucking thing. Now, when I go to my front page now, there's rows and rows of come and watch this free episode of this. And I don't want to talk shit about too many content creators, but dear Rhett and Link, I'm going to single you guys out because I love your show. If you guys just went, hey, YouTube, we're leaving YouTube Red. Yo, viewers, we're opening up a Patreon. I reckon you'd see the first $1 million a month fucking Patreon within 3 months. Those motherfuckers are popular. They make really cool, fun content that anybody can fucking watch, and they make enough of it where you come back daily to watch multiple shows. I honestly believe if they told YouTube to fuck off and went to a Patreon-only subscription, get their content viewers to support them, they'd be filthy, stinking rich and be able to be their own bosses and create their own shit and just tell Google and YouTube to fuck right off because it's they're all
that shit now. So
they're homogenizing the network. That's what, remember, I've said that before. They're homogenizing this network to try and turn it into something that could be sold off at a later date. That's my true belief at this point.
So, YouTube's been using some specific terminology lately, mentioning that the living room and televisions are their fastest growing screen, and that phrase turns my stomach.
Ooh, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're wanting to be. It's just so weird because this thing was built on people behind a camera. You know, it's simple little. You know, it started out with webcams, and you know, I still will sit down and watch somebody with a webcam if they're saying good shit. I'll sit down and watch them. It was a beautiful thing. YouTube was beautiful, man. I fucking loved YouTube. And now I dread coming on here, even though I'm trying to make a career out of this. It hurts, man. And we have to, and people want to bitch about people with Patreons or tips and stuff. This is how we have to do it. I mean, this is our only way now.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's impossible to live off the ad revenue at this point. It's insane. Like you have to hustle. You got to hustle if you want to make it work for it. Yeah.
I know, like, you know, before VidCon, you know, I had this $12 flag, ended up making like $5,000 off of it. It was a hustle. You know, I figured out how to do it, and so it was crazy, but you have to do stuff like that.
This is why I think YouTube got popular. It's a very basic thing about human beings. We like to hear and see stories, and we used to sit around fires before there was any electronics, and we used to share stories and fucking tell tales and share legends. And YouTube's kind of at its very core, it's kind of like that. It's people just sharing their different stories, and sometimes they're made up stories and the characters like Magog, and sometimes it's real shit like you used to do on the Pimpmunk show, and we'd have some real funny shows, we'd have some real touching shows which would make fucking grown man cry and everything in between. And that's the beauty of YouTube. And it was the beauty is you could go there and see just about fucking anything you could think of. It'd probably be there.
And now you're scared to do anything because you're afraid you're going to get suspended or kicked off. I mean, you know, as you know, and a lot of you know, I am currently in a 30-day strike. I currently have a 30-day strike on me. I got like 16 or 15 days left of it. I couldn't stream, but this is my secondary channel. This is not even my main channel because I can't stream on my main channel because I had a sponsor of, I'm going to go ahead and say Kratom. I had a Kratom sponsor, and they deemed it to be dangerous. And so they suspended me for 90 days on here. And then I got suspended for 2 weeks because I mentioned, when I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I mentioned that we were going to smoke a joint. And I got suspended that for 2 weeks. And look here, here's what's even crazy. The dude who was stalking me, I have a stalker. I don't know if you know that, Jeff. The dude showed up outside my hotel in Philadelphia recording videos and shit. He contacted my family. He's done all kinds of crazy shit.
What?
He did not get suspended.
Holy shit. What the fuck? That's insane. Does he live in Philadelphia?
Apparently so. Yeah, he's crazy, dude. He's contacted my mom.
Wow.
He's outrageous. He's crazy. And you know, so it's scary shit, but yeah.
You've got your own Joseph Martelli there. That's wild.
Yeah, dude. I'm afraid I'm gonna walk in one night. He's got my underwear on his face and shit and jerking off. But this dude is kind of like, I'm nervous that he may like try to hurt. Like the people that came to see me in Philadelphia came and hang out and stayed with me in my room and stuff. I was worried for their health. I mean, their their well-being. I really was.
Yeah, it's wild out there, man. You know,
and this motherfucker, his videos stayed up though. The videos that he made about me, you know, shit.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like to do meetups as much as possible, but like I gotta stay guarded because like there's some fucking hardcore fascists out there that want my fucking head.
I'm doing a meetup in Amarillo, Texas in September. We got a good group of people, but if that motherfucker shows up, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna put it out there. If the dude ever shows up with me again, I'm gonna go old school John, not Pimpmunk. I'm gonna be like I was in my 20s, and I'm gonna hurt this dude.
Yep.
Allegedly.
If you're worried for people's safety, man, I don't fucking blame you.
I don't think this guy'd be dumb enough to get within that distance because I think he's like about a quarter of your size, and you could literally grab him between your pinky and your thumb and just go.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, I've had bigger scratches on my ass than he is, but you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Billy. No, I'm joking.
I've got another paragraph from this wonderful article that they've wrote, and it's got this wonderful fucking word in it. Authoritative. Oh, yes. And they've got an even bigger word. Authoritativeness is essential to viewers, especially during fast-moving, breaking news events. So we've been investing in new product features to prominently surface authoritative sources. It's like, no, YouTube, you're not going to become the authoritative fucking news source on anything. You're known for destroying your own platform. You're known for walking into the gun shop, buying 10 shotguns, fixing them to a special bracket, all pointing at both of your legs and just tying strings to all the triggers and just fucking yanking on it.
It's crazy.
From what that sounds like to me, it sounds like they're going to try to pick which of the yellow journalists are their favorite and tell you that those are the real news sources.
Right.
They're going to tell you who's the authoritative fucking source on news. So it's like, believe us because we know we're YouTube and we're telling you these are the guys to go to when you want news. It's like, yeah, fuck off, Susan.
And now they're just admitted, but they've been doing this. They've been pushing the big media for a minute now, because used to you could go to the front pages and want to know about news. CNN would have like 100 views maybe, but now they got like 20, 30,000 views of a video, 100,000. They used to have like 100 views. Nobody was watching CNN videos.
Right.
No one.
It's absolutely strange, dude.
So here's what I think. I just want, and this is a theory, a conspiracy theory, but instead of YouTube giving them money, sounds like somebody may be shoving some money under the table. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, I mean, they they definitely have different rules for different people. Yeah. You know, we when the whole Logan Paul thing happened, and like I'm not even really salty about the Logan Paul thing anymore. The thing that made me upset about it, because I think the whole thing was fake, actually. I listened to Mundane Matt talk about the conspiracy of how it was all like it was all faked and everything like that. He actually convinced me.
I disagree, but yeah.
I don't know. Matt told it to me enough times, and now I'm starting to believe it.
Matt took enough classes in YouTube to know.
Maybe he did. I don't know, man. Man, I love Matt. I give him so much shit.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He wanted me to get all. He said, "Pimpmunk, I'm going to take you down here and get your channel audited." I said, "No, you're not."
But so when the Logan Paul thing happened, the punishments that he got, nobody had ever heard of. Nobody had ever heard that was going to be the format that how you could be punished by YouTube. Totally different rules for their big content creators versus everybody else.
Absolutely. And, I got kicked off for Kratom. This dude had a dead body on his fucking channel. What the fuck?
I know, totally different, and it's all about that fucking money, that dinero, man. And
you're exactly right.
Yep.
One thing. Okay,
you go, mate. You go. You keep going.
One thing that I'm actually really worried about, and this is probably the thing that I'm the most worried about when it comes to this whole news thing, because I mean it's annoying and it's obnoxious. It feels like a betrayal, but my actual concern is that if they're investing a lot into like supporting mainstream news coming onto YouTube, what does that mean for shows like DP, where they watch news clips and they interact with it and shit like that? Is this, are they gonna axe the usage of any mainstream news? Because they probably could now at this point.
Oh, I think they could, and I think eventually that's where it's gonna go. You know,
that's so fucked up.
DP just actually got a suspension for 3 months now because they used some kind of clip from CBS last year. So,
yeah, that's right, and it was from CBS News. Holy shit!
Right. And the way they did it was fucked up. They chose to fucking do what they did. It wasn't an automated thing. They basically went, "We want to block this in every country," knowing full well that brings a hammer down on the channel that did it. And that's so,
personal to me because I'm on DP all the time, right? I mean, that's part of my stuff. So that's personal.
Oh yeah, dude, that's bad shit.
Touching on the money thing, that's what this is all boiling down to. This is a massive money grab because they're featuring a lot of pictures with mobile devices, cell phones and stuff. So their plan is to make it easier to find quality news. Our top shelf prominently highlights videos from news sources in search results. See the picture below on the left. And when a breaking news events happen, we want users to know about it because clicks means views, means advertising revenue. That's why our breaking news shelf highlights videos from news organizations. Basically, it's if they're on our team, we're going to sit them at the top of our fucking recommended users list and put them at the top of the page and say, look, breaking news event, blah, blah, blah. And even if the story's not live, you click on the video and it'll have some highlights and some stills and a rundown on what's about to happen. It's about to be rolled out in 17 countries, including the US, UK, France, Italy, Japan, India, Mexico, Brazil, South Africa, Nigeria, and more. We will double that number in the coming months. So this is a massive shift in them trying to control the news cycle and take it away from people that aren't on board with YouTube, because basically they've realized that everyone's shifting to YouTube as a main platform to view certain things. And they're making a big play. It's
definitely taking any kind of freedom from the independent guy, the small guy. And it's horrible. People don't realize how horrible it is, but I'm going to tell you, if they keep on at this pace, within a year or 2 years, you're going to see the content creators going to be dead on YouTube. And that's the reason we have to have something else. And that was going to bring up a question of mine. Do you think something else will pop up that we can use?
I really hope so.
You know my hypothesis. It's going to be a certain company that's rolling out some infrastructure right now. Netflix already pays the money for this. Yeah, Amazon. They're coming. And once they get their world infrastructure all nicely locked into place, they're going to have the ability to roll out this stuff on a cloud-based platform so it spins up servers when they need them. They're ironing out all the kinks. They'll be doing games and fucking everything. So give it another, I'm going to estimate another 5 years before they make a major play, but we should see some building blocks in place in the next 12 to 18 months if they've got half a brain in their fucking head.
Well, a lot of it just relies upon having the infrastructure. You know, you need the money, the initial investment, and provide a platform that you can immediately monetize. Because the more people get just absolutely disgusted with YouTube and they want to find a different place, if they can perform, you want to be able to pay them. So you have to have a model that's actually going to work. It doesn't necessarily have to be like at the same level, but it has to be consistent and have a focus on creators. VidMe wanted to do that, but they ran out of money. They just couldn't keep it up. So you need a big company to start it. And I'm hoping Amazon does make the attempt to do it. I don't know if I trust. They have the money. I don't know if I trust them to be any better necessarily than YouTube once they get that sniff of how they can do even more like YouTube has. But they don't. The thing is, one of the reasons you might say that Amazon is a better choice for it is they don't actually need more money because they make way more money than Google does, like way more. So I don't know.
And they're pissed off at Google right now, like majorly pissed off because Google wouldn't do. I don't know what the deal was, something about advertising or something, and they announced that they were going to start an Amazon site like YouTube. That's what they announced, but that was a while ago. Don't know if it's going to happen or not.
That's why we don't have the Twitch integration, where if you're streaming on Twitch, it'll no longer pop up while you're watching somebody's video, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I can watch them on Twitch. Cool." That's gone. My Amazon Fire TV no longer has a YouTube app. You know, they're picking at each other. They're totally they're done. They're broken up.
I honestly think Amazon is the only one that could really do it. Maybe there's another, but I go ahead.
Amazon are rolling out in Australia, so their shopping thing's opening up here. Well, it's already open to basic level. They're expanding it a lot further, and they've shut down Australian access to their American stores. So they're regional. They're also going regional. So that's a pretty good indication that they've got their infrastructure set up in Australia anyway for the cloud service for running their shops and stores, and other big companies are actually flocking to them. For instance, the guys that are making Star Citizen, they were signed up with Google to do all their cloud service for their games, and you're going to need a fucking lot for 2 million players. Amazon are running that show now, and they're heavily investing in gaming. They've got their own version of a game engine called, Lumberyard, I do believe. So they're spending a lot of fucking money in the right areas. Now, will they go that one step further and go, "Hey, YouTube, check out the size of our fucking EP and boink," and flop it out on the table? We will soon see.
Yeah.
So Facebook has just recently added the ability to put mid-roll ads on videos.
Oh,
yeah, fuck Facebook though.
Yeah,
but Facebook is shitty too, though.
Yeah. If I see your video on there and I start commenting, I'm basically doxing myself every time. I go, "Hey, this is my real world name." It's like, it's why I don't like it. That's the only thing that puts me off the whole Facebook streaming thing, is I can't go on there as my YouTube.
There's not really like a setup yet on Facebook for video browsing that's intuitive and interesting and is really eye catching. But I have noticed, and I've experimented with it a little bit, doing some stuff on Facebook. You get a lot of interaction and a lot of consistency and staying power if you make something that people really like on Facebook. Only thing is, if you really want people to pay attention on fucking Facebook, you're talking like little old ladies and little kids and shit. You gotta like have big fucking emojis all over the video and like share and like and subscribe or whatever the fuck, you know.
Yeah, you can have some weird shit. I just want a site where I can go and pull out my little wiener and talk about Trump.
Yeah, I do. I've been saying for a while that Pornhub needs to open up to doing like more alternative uploads.
They're starting that, aren't they?
Yeah, you can upload videos, but usually they're just. I mean, it's just like porno for the most part. But I think you could technically record a show and put it on there. What they don't have yet, and what I've been really wanting them to, they do have a cam service, but it's a cam service for like like you have to pay to get into the show.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just watch it for free, which is why me and Nick have been talking about doing the Pornhub Saints for a long time. But yeah, we can't do it unless we're like, yeah, you guys want to pay $5 for 15 minutes of watching us? Yeah, let's do it, baby. Like, fuck.
Oh no.
I think I'm gonna do a Pornhub, you know, nude pimp all the time.
Yeah.
Just my big ass fat gut hanging out. You barely see my dick because I hadn't seen that so much in years. But yeah.
There's a market for everything on Pornhub. There really legitimately is. I mean,
Well,
if people will pay money for Repsion's fucking socks and like jerking off to pictures of his feet and shit, they'll watch anything.
Yeah, and Repsion's a little prick too.
We should just abduct Repsion, move to Japan, set up a fucking vending machine, and just sell all of his fucking dirty laundry in it and pictures of his feet. Would make a fortune.
Yeah, we'll call him. We'll call him our little pay piggy. We'll treat him like a pet.
Africa. He's so fucking. I mean, look, I like Rep. Don't get me wrong, Rep's alright, but he's so socially awkward. He comes off as a dick at times when you meet him in person, and he annoyed me one night.
Aw, what happened?
I wanted to hit him.
Yeah. Was it during an episode of DP?
24-hour show.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't want to hit me after the 24-hour show.
Yeah, you didn't say nothing to me. He was annoying me.
Oh,
you were just bitching about the thoughts, which I thought was. I did think you hurt those girls, man.
I apologize to both of them.
You did, and that was cool. But you were just being you, trying to entertain. And of course, look, don't get me wrong. I love all the fans, but there's some stupid people that watch us.
Yeah, that's
stupid
true.
son of a bitches that watch us. We can say one thing and they take it to a whole fucking new level.
It's weaponized autism, man. This is like, no offense, DP crowd, but seriously, there's some fucking weaponized autism, and if you focus it on a single point, it can have devastating results.
But those girls are awesome, and they sat in my lap and gave me a hard on, so I'm cool with them.
Especially, dude, the buttress, man. I still got a big old crush on her. Oh man,
Luna's hot too. That Luna chick's hot too.
I think I like clicked.
I like those mocha color girls.
I have a bit of the jungle fever myself, but
black pussy's the best. I love me some Negro coochie.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Yes,
but I also like those tall Amazonian women. I can like climb like a fucking tree, you know? Like I don't know. I like that.
I like short chicks because they get face to face with my penis. So yeah.
Well, I reckon boobs are great, and I'll just leave it at that.
Boobs are awesome. We need more boobs. And see, that's the thing about YouTube, man. You can't even talk about fucking anymore. People are getting censored. There was one dude, I can't remember his name, a while back that got suspended because he was talking about sex and shit. And I was like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's insane. People really are genuinely too much of prudes, especially on this platform sometimes. Like I get called a degenerate all the fucking time, especially on Twitter. They're like, oh, you're a fucking disgusting degenerate. And I'm like, what? Just because my ideal woman is this tall Amazonian black goddess with a fucking 6-inch throbbing dick? What the fuck you? So, and maybe I am a degenerate, but fuck, man, those people's sex lives must be so fucking boring. I swear to God. And whoever's censoring people on YouTube for sex, they gotta have the same problem.
I have a tranny friend who's in the chat room right now. Her name is Alexis, and she says she wants Jeff Holliday to rape her.
Ooh, damn. Yeah. How you doing?
She's cool too. She's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She tries to be an edgelord like you, but in person, I've met her in person. She's so fucking innocent.
Aww.
Innocent. She's one of the innocents. Yeah, she's cool. They're good people. So anyways, like I said, we may end a little early today. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take Q&A and tips. So if you got questions for Jeff, Skep Talk, me, or Red Eye, please ask the questions now. If we just think they're too stupid, we won't answer them. It's plain and simple. And tip, because this is how I pay my bills, bitch. Tip me.
Alexis is protesting. I am not innocent.
She is. She's a lying little cunt.
Well, we're waiting for a question to come in.
No, go ahead. Yes, go
ahead. Okay. You were talking about having to worry about meetups and stuff. I actually live on the other side of the highway from you. Yeah.
Stalker.
I live in Springfield, right? Yeah. So real close to you. Have you ever had problems with the like any of the alt-right in our area?
Oh, you mean Springfield, Oregon?
Yeah.
Oh no shit, dude. We should go get a beer.
Yeah. We actually we met at Comic-Con in November, and we've been Steam friends for years.
Oh shit! No shit! Oh wow!
I love.
We used to play DayZ together.
Oh, that's fucking right. Oh my god. Okay.
Right.
Okay. No. Check this out with Jason. Pants 404. Yeah. With one of the other dudes too. That we used to play DayZ with. I actually just ran into him out at Fall Creek at the fucking Bedrock swimming hole, and he was like, nice. "Holy shit, I know who you are." And I was like, "What the? Oh god, is this a fucking alt-right or some shit?" He's like, "Yeah, we should play DayZ, bro." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay, cool." Fuck. All right, so yeah, we gotta get a beer. That's crazy.
Yeah. I live like four blocks from the training camp, if you know where that place is, where they've got the van. Yeah.
Genocide Jimmy's house. Yeah, Genocide Jimmy. Yeah. So I do actually have an interesting neo-Nazi story. So I used to have this guy living in my house. He was coming back from being in Chicago, needed a place to stay. Good buddy of mine. I was like, here, stay at my house for two months, get on your feet, whatever. And he stayed for 4. Wore out his welcome. I was like, dude, you gotta go. I wish you the best. And so he moved out. And then I think it was like 3 weeks later, the dude decides that he's going to be a hardcore Antifa. And on Facebook, he doxes 3 fucking neo-Nazis with their names and their fucking places of work. Pictures of them like hanging out with Genocide Jimmy and shit. And and he posts on Facebook under his real name. So these dudes, they go and Googled his name and got my address. So I'm out one morning trying to get my mail, and this Jeep, this spray painted camouflage fucking Jeep rolls up. These 2 fucking dudes, and it's summertime, and they're wearing big coats. Big fucking burly, nasty looking fucking neo-Nazis roll up on me. And they point at me and they asked if I was the guy. And I'm like, no, what the shit? What's going on? And they're like, is he here? Is he fucking here? And I'm like, no, what the? Oh, God, because I had heard what happened. I'm like, he doesn't live here. He doesn't fucking live here. He moved out fucking like weeks ago and shit. I think what he did was bullshit. I'm really sorry about all that. But like, it ain't me. He ain't here. And he's like, you tell him we're coming for him. Like, no, I'm not. No. And they fucking our ass drove off. And that weekend I went out and bought like my 4th gun. I was like, yep. Just in case.
I got a question for you, Jeff. From D. What advice would you give to someone just now starting a YouTube channel? Oh shit.
Ooh. Okay. All right. The usual things that I say are this: make friends. Just be friendly. Don't be pushy. Like the pushiness will drive people away. But be friendly. Find interesting things that people want to talk about and talk about it with them. Like interacting through Twitter or even like in this kind of a platform, Discord, that sort of thing. Make friends, because friends are going to help. And if you're in a rut and you don't know where else to go, they'll help you with ideas, and they'll also support you when you inevitably. When you start getting bigger on YouTube, inevitably you will find controversy. Everybody does, and they'll support you, and they're good for that. Number 2, focus on your audio. If you do upgrades to your YouTube channel, focus on your audio before your video. Always, people will turn off a video if it sounds like shit way before they turn it off because it looks like shit. And the 3rd one, and this is the one I think that's one of the more important ones that most people don't think about, is if you're doing a video and you're trying to present yourself, and you're trying to learn how to be a presenter or an entertainer, start thinking about rhythm. Like when you're talking and rehearsing what you're going to say, what I did to really find my pace is I would sit there, and while I'm talking and I'm practicing, I would beat out a beat on my chest, and I would feel it and I'd hear it. And as I'm talking, I'm not talking in a beat, I'm not talking in a rhythm, but I'm starting to find this way that the way I'm presenting is coming across in a more easy to understand, a more organically sounding and easily consumable way. And after a while, if you do it long enough, it just becomes an automatic thing, and you find a rhythm to how you speak, and people respond to it really, really well.
And may I add a little something? Patient. Be patient. You know, it don't come all at once. You stick with it, be patient. And what he said about making friends is so important. Without the people connections I've made, I wouldn't be nowhere. So yeah, that's good advice. Good advice.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, if you do make it big, give back to the smaller creators. Yeah, I agree with that. Brad said that in the chat room. Also, I got a tip on Streamlabs. It's from Rhino. It says, "Hey, you guys, if I just wanted to let you know that Rhino is one of the best creators on YouTube. He's a funny fucker. His Twitter is at rwino, and he has a beautiful cock. Love that son of a bitch. Fuck you, Rhino, for making me read this." Okay.
I fucking love that dude so much.
Yeah, that's that big motherfucker, right?
Yeah. He was running around with us all VidCon.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I've known him for a while, and he came out to Kilroy, and we just tore shit up. It was way too much fun.
Yeah, I met him at I met him like the second or first day of VidCon this year. He was a real nice guy.
Yeah,
big son bitch.
Cool. Yeah. There's a reason he's called Rhino.
Jeff, can you put in a good word to Undoomed? I would love to hear him in the morning. Oh, Tommy, come on. Try to get him on the show. I actually would like to get him on the show. That would be cool.
Yeah. He's got a weird thing going on right now with him and YouTube. A really weird relationship with it. I still talk to him fairly often. Fairly often. But he hasn't uploaded in 3 months. He just stopped. It just all of a sudden stopped. And I know why. It's not really anything interesting, but there is definitely this kind of disconnect between how the climate of YouTube used to be, especially in the areas that we all kind of interacted in, what type of content he made, and whether people actually really like it now. So he's just been taking a break. But he's the weirdest thing about Undoomed is, and he's my go-to when I'm wasted drunk in the middle of the night and I'm lonely. I'll just message Undoomed because he's an insomniac, and we'll talk on Skype for hours. He's one of the meanest sons of bitches on YouTube. But if you talk to him in private, he is one of the sweetest, kindest, most patient, loving fucking people. He's great. So I'll try and get him. Next time I talk to him, I'll mention the show.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Thanks to a lot of people who's been coming on the show. We've had a good show this week. I mean, good week of shows, and next week's going to be awesome too. So I'm steadily working on getting guests. So keep watching same time every day, 5 days a week. Let me see. You know why rhinos have 4 feet? Because 6 inches would cut it.
Somebody said Kilroy was a joke no one laughed at. You know what's weird about the whole Kilroy thing is the whole thing was a monumental fuck up until it actually happened. And it's unfortunate that it was as small as it was. The actual convention itself was honestly really good. It was great. At least for me, because I do a panel where I go and I sit at a panel, and while it's happening, like next to me in my bag is a bottle of whiskey. As soon as that panel was over, I go out, and whoever's just outside hanging out, all the attendees and the speakers, I just take that bottle out. Let's go. And I just march people around this convention center, like getting wasted and drunk and hanging out. And that's all we did. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. As a convention, it kind of failed, but it also kind of succeeded in a really weird way.
You think this thing that Matt wants to do in January in Vegas is gonna happen?
Yep.
That'd be cool. I'm gonna go if it happens.
The thing is like memory has her 30th birthday in January, and so we're going to Vegas either way.
Yeah,
like, that's just fucking happening. Whether anybody wants to actually make it into a convention or not, I don't care. I'm going.
Be a hell of a meetup.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna go. Maybe save up enough money to go hit the bunny ranch a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, hookers, man.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna go if it happens. I know Matt was telling me about like you should go. I was like, okay. Billy and Ben has decided that it was their idea and not Matt's, and so I got a $5 tip from Insomnius. He won't remember, but Jeff helped us out a long time ago by putting our link in the description on Saints. Thanks, Jeff. The way you encourage the little guys is more helpful than you may realize.
Oh, that's really sweet. Well, you're welcome. And you know, the thing is, people did it for me. And the least that anybody else can do is just pay it forward, and you know, everybody grows. Yeah, everybody grows together on YouTube as long as we support each other. We don't just try and tear each other down all the time.
I said yesterday, Magog was tweeting like, "Everybody go check out Pimpmunk." I mean, that's what you got to do, man. I mean, I do. I mean, look, I'm not the most popular guy, but I try to promote guys that are smaller than me because it's cool. Got a tip from D. Thanks for having a badass show. Get Jeff back on again. Oh, I'm sure Jeff will come on again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next time he'll suck my dick.
Yeah. Wait.
Like, yeah. He'll poke me in the ass like that dude did when I was 10 years old.
You know what I like? You know what I love about this show in specific though is like, because you know I'm a dad and the wife is a working professional. She works from home, but she works like an actual corporate job.
Yeah.
In her office. So while I'm doing YouTube, I also gotta be mindful of this little boy that I'm raising. So I wake up regardless of like what I did last night, which was okay. Last night I determined that the YouTube Saints community had to watch VeggieTales and the Bee Movie with me, but we intersperse like every 10-20 minutes with e-fucked videos.
Yeah.
Which is an experience, let me tell you. And I got wasted and had a great old time. But I'm also an insomniac, so I'm up fucking forever. And then I still gotta wake up in the morning at 6 a.m., take care of this kid, work on my YouTube and shit. Mornings are when I got time. So the morning wood is like is perfect timing for me. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And see, the reason I don't know for the reason the morning wood started, I wanted to give an alternative to the Kumite and all this drama shit. Not dissing Kumite. If you liked it, that's fine. But I wanted to give an alternative, and so yeah. And that's why it started. And you know, it's all about goofiness. We do different things. It's never the same kind of deal. It's like today was different than yesterday, you know, so it's always different, and I enjoy it doing it, and I hope it grows, and I believe it will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I got a lot of other guys, you know, YouTubers trying to support me and, you know, promote it and stuff. And I really appreciate those motherfuckers. So let's see if we got any more. If you got any more questions or any more tips, please do. Oh, Razor Girl said, yeah, would love to see him around more. I am glad you two got to meet and talk. This is great. Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah. My buddy One Fuck Canuck. I heard you have a 360-degree camera. How does that work? And was it expensive? Well, let me tell you. The 300
No.
The 360-degree camera is pretty amazing because it has two cameras with fisheye lenses that make a composite image that you can view the video in 360 degrees, and it's really cheap for only $120.
Awesome. You're a good sport, dude.
Oh, he is, dude. I will say he definitely is. We're not going to talk about it, but he fucking embraced the whole Doc's Holliday thing in VidCon. Yeah. He embraced the fuck out of it. It was awesome.
The camera thing was a bit of a running gag too, and I'm glad to see he's a really good sport because well played, man.
Like people come up to me at the fountain and they're like, "Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. I'm so sorry about that whole drama and shit that happened 6 months ago." And I'm like, "Oh no, you don't understand. You're here. You're in front of me. You just got doxxed. You just got everybody here is doxxed. You guys are doxxed. I can't be stopped. Try and stop me, bitch.
You have to live with it, man. You have to live with it. Yeah, you have to live with it. I mean, it's like when people get pissed off because they become a meme. Oh, fuck you. Don't get me. I'm a meme all the time and don't give a shit. I make memes about myself. I do it on purpose because if they're talking about you, they're talking about you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
Man. It's too funny, man.
Pimp on the Saints. You never know. Maybe one day.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah. Why not? Fuck it. That'd be fun. I got that. Yeah. We're getting that crazy motherfucker from Sweden, Oscar Jungel, on this Sunday. You ever heard of that dude?
I haven't. I don't hear nobody.
He's like the quintessential crazy Swede. And he doesn't really make videos anymore, but the ones that he made back in the day, you remember like the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes, love it.
Yeah, and he got that time machine and shit. So Oscar made one, and and like went through the whole process of it and like building it and making it and that sort of shit. And just the way he formats it, and the video is one of the most entertaining fucking things I've ever seen. And nobody's seen it. Nobody watches it because he's so small. He's a good dude. The last day that the convention was going on, me and Memory were getting ready to go, and Lacey Green shows up out of fucking nowhere with 7 bottles of guys, and so all the 3 of us sat down and annihilated 7 bottles of champagne.
Champagne shit. Champagne drunks are miserable though the next day.
Yeah.
Wasn't the internet just a wonderful thing when Chris and Lacey got together? The collective fucking from both sides of the fucking argument was just. I'm sitting back going, how dare these people find something in common and actually see something worthy in each other and you know.
And that's all my fault.
Oh God, is it your fault?
The whole thing's my fault. Thing's my fault.
How dare you, sir?
We were doing a Quiplash stream one night, just lazily doing a Quiplash stream. Nothing important, nothing big. And it just so happened that Lacey Green, of all people, showed up in the chat and was like, "Oh, this is fun." And she was drunk, and so I was like, "Fuck it, why don't you come play with us?" And so she did. I had a great time, had a lot of fun, and then after we went offline. I just started calling in shitlords and be like, "Hey, let's hang out with Lacey Green. Fuck, she's cool. She's actually really nice." And that night was the night that she met Chris Ray Gun for the first. The night that she met Chris Ray Gun for the first time. All my fault.
Damn.
Wow.
All my fault, man.
Shit. There you go. Because she's Sargon and like had the little moment with Sargon. It's just like if those two could actually have a little moment, I'm pretty sure everybody in the world can, but apparently fucking not. Because 12 months, several months later, look at what's happening.
Yeah,
the internet's going. Oh shit.
Well, before I go though, I want to ask one serious question: do you support rape?
The only kind of rape I support is speech rap. I believe that you have speech rapped me. They can suck my dick.
You know that whole Licks the Legs started on my channel, right? On one of my streams. That dude and Shara made him look so stupid. And he was like, "You lick the legs for 30 minutes, right, Shara?" And Shara was, "No."
No. Whatever happened to Shara? I miss her.
She's still around. She comes on the show some.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's still around. She's just
next time you see her, just ask her if she likes her cakes nice and moist, and then duck.
Yeah, she don't like that word moist.
Yeah.
Moist.
I like it. I think it's awesome.
Lick the legs for half an hour. That is how you pleasure a woman. If you are an alpha chat back.
Creates the moisture.
Creates the moisture. Yeah. Yeah, JF is such a he's creepy, dude. He became creepy. I don't know. I didn't see it before, but here lately, he's creepy.
Even this hardcore fashy like female co-hosts that he keeps trying to go through, they all come back and say the same things like nope.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about how creepy he is about stuff like that. But he had one chick on there. I just seen a clip of it, so I don't know. Maybe it was done out of somebody edited or whatever. But she's like, all Africans are bad or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's Emily Yukis. She used to be known as the Pistachio Girl. I think it was the Philadelphia's baseball team. I think it was one of the baseball teams. She had a little bit of recognition, a little bit of fame because she was the singing Pistachio Girl, and she'd go around the stadium just singing while she's selling like different assorted nuts and shit to the people. And then she got into a big controversy because people were like, "Oh, we love the Pistachio Girl," so they looked into her. And she's like a hardcore fucking like white nationalist, racist, like bomb Africa, fuck the blacks, like all this kind of shit. No, she's a psychopath. She is actually insane.
It seems like she fucking nuts, dude. I mean, dude, it's just crazy that and she said that his channel didn't get a fucking flag, but my channel did for a joint.
Yep.
Which I don't think he should have got a flag for it. Honestly, listen, as stupid as it is, the shit they say, I don't want them to get taken down because of it.
Right.
I just think it's such a hypocritical thing that YouTube does, how they cherry pick who to fucking kick off.
Yeah. What about what they did to Skylar Fiction last week? He had the young pastor on that's basically said on his own channel, you know, it says it in the Bible here, you know, being gay is not cool, and we should just execute them humanely because, hey, we're Christians. Skylar interviews this guy and asks him about it. Skylar's channel gets fucking nuked. The pastor's channel, perfectly intact.
Wow.
And luckily within 24 hours, YouTube reversed it because a lot of people went, "What in the fuck, YouTube? This is like, come on, man." The pastor's channel's intact, but the guy that was interviewing and exposing him, he gets nuked. It's like, fuck you, YouTube. That's like, you just nuked the news guy. What are you doing? Fucking hell.
It's crazy.
But I gotta wonder if it's because, you know, the opposing side, I guess you'd have to say, the side that didn't get marked, their viewers are the kind who would report you, and whereas, you know, people who are working more on the free speech line don't really report the other channel.
Yeah, that's, you know what, because Skylar's known as an agnostic or an atheist, and because he goes after those theists pretty hard and asks them some pretty hard-hitting questions, you're probably right. The weaponized flagging system, of course, there you go, explanation, boom. Butthurt fans, weaponized autism, flagging system weaponized, and bring down channel.
Yes.
You know, something I have noticed this too is the more that you get flagged for something and get a strike and then get the strike removed, the harder it is for your channel to get flagged. They do implement that as a safety mechanism in the YouTube algorithm. I mean, I can't prove it, but I've seen it in action quite a few times. It's really hard to flag down somebody who's been flagged several times before and it reversed. But it's a hideous abuse of the system, how easily it is. Some people can get nuked. And if they don't know how to contact the right people to fight it appropriately, because it's all handled by a bot. Yeah. Like, real people are not looking at these cases unless you find a real person to make them look at it. And it's hideous, dude. It's frustrating.
Fucking crazy. By the way, tomorrow Reactor is going to be on the show. That's a cool sumbitch too.
Yeah, he is.
He's a nice guy. He's going to be on the show, and Luna's going to be joining us. And you know, if you don't know who Luna is, she's a mocha goddess. But we're going to go ahead and end the show a little early today, 20 minutes earlier, because I actually do have some things I got to do, like nothing really. But you know, I'm just done. So appreciate you joining us, man. It was awesome.
Absolutely, anytime, man.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get you back, and I appreciate it a lot. I also appreciate everybody watching, everybody who tipped, everybody who shared, liked, and all that shit. We thank you so much. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a great fucking show, and